Welcome guys, today we're going to be changing a moulded plug. The reason for doing these is, as you can see, you cannot open these up. There's no screws to access it, and sometimes your appliance comes with one of these. If it breaks, you don't want to be forking out. This one example is from a Hoover. I don't want to spend £200 on another Hoover when we can get a replacement plug for about £1 off Screwfix. I can leave a link in the description. Or better yet, if you've got one lying around off something you don't use or just have a spare, use that. So first thing you need to do, which I've already done, is just cut it off. Unfortunately, there's no saving that, we can't do anything with it. If you do want the fuse, obviously you can open that up and pop the fuse out, but the ones in the description from Screwfix, they come ready fused. Next thing, you want to take your new plug. It'll look something like this. As you can see, we've got the screw here to open this one up. You can also see from around the edge the seal where it will come apart. So if we open this up so I can show you. And inside will look something like that. Okay, so you're going to have your neutral and your live. There is an earth at the top. As we can see from this cable here, we've not actually got one in there, we've just got the neutral and the live. So pop that down for 1 minute. So now the next thing you want to do is expose these cables here. Just want to focus on that a bit better for you. Best way to do this is to use a pair of scissors, or I'm going to use a Stanley knife just to try and cut down the centre of this now. Very carefully though, if using a knife or if scissors, just be extra careful. So we've got the slit now, just cut it a little bit further down. Do that on both sides. Hopefully now we should be able to pull this apart. Like so. As you can see now, I've got the two cables exposed. We don't need any of this yellow casing, so we can trim that off. Just make sure you don't cut your two cables that you've just exposed. I'm going to use some snips, but scissors or a knife will work fine. So next thing you want to do now is you want to get through to the actual copper wires underneath the rubber tubing itself. So a couple of ways of doing this. I'll show you both. One, again, very carefully, you can use a Stanley knife. The idea here is you want to very gently press on and just work your way all the way around in the same spot. So you've got all the way around. If you bend it, you'll be able to see, hopefully, yep, that it's coming through. You can see whereabouts you need to add a bit more. You can sometimes just twist it and it will start to break. See, it's there, needs a little bit more. And that's all the way through now. So then you should be able to just pull that off. There we go. So there's one. Other method, if you've got some, you can use some wire strippers. Be careful these are not to push down too hard, as sometimes you can just cut straight through. Might take a little bit of getting used to. And there we are. So we've got the two cables exposed now, which is just what we need. So moving forward, we're now going to wire this plug. So I'm not too sure if you can see this on the video, but we have got a neutral and a live. It's a little L and a little N just above these two. These are the two we're going in. If you're struggling to get to them, this one's a little bit harder because the whole fuse pops out. We're going to get rid of this one for now, just to stop it falling on the floor. But you can lift them out slightly or all the way, get your cable screwed in and push it back down if that helps. We're going to do the live first. What I will recommend, little tip, is just to twist these over to stop them fraying when you're trying to push it in. Just grab them and give them a twist. Do that with both. Now I want to get this inside. You're going to need a flat-headed screwdriver. One, I'll show you when we push it out. You can see here, that's the purpose of the screw. If we loosen it, it gives us room. Once the cable's in, we tighten it to kind of clamp it in there and keep it nice and tight. So we'll loosen them both for now. We're going to go in with the live first. So once that's in there, put your flathead screwdriver. You're just going to want to tighten that up. And make sure it's nice and tight though, so the cable can't pull back through. There we go. If you give that a gentle tug now, you can see it's not going anywhere. Now we need to get the neutral in. A bit more fiddly this one, so what I'm going to do is take it out and put it in, and then we'll push it back through afterwards. Again, tighten it up. It's much easier if you're not doing it in mid-air, I will admit that. So that's nice and tight, as you can see. That's what we can do now. Kind of bring that over, if you can see, and push it back down. And that is in and it's secure. So there's the cable securely in place. And now we should have a little bracket to go across here just to tighten that up. Again, it's a little bit fiddly because I'm doing it in the air. It's just this little thing here. And again, that's just hold now this cable in place even more. Just be patient. Hopefully you should see that coming through. There we go. Do the other one. And that's pretty much it, guys. If we rewired it, I'm going to put the top pin back in. Doesn't have the earth. These two, there's no way they can touch. That's the reason why they're in these moulded plugs. It's an extra safety feature, just so these two cables cannot touch. But obviously, if you don't want to spend £200 on a new Hoover and you need to change the plug, then that's the way to do it. If you don't feel comfortable and you're happy to purchase something new, do that, or seek help from a qualified electrician. Never attempt something you're not sure about. Don't just have a go for the fun of it. But this is just a little bit of guidance for you guys if you are going to have a go yourself but you're not 100% sure. I'm going to tighten that back up, and that's it, all done. This was one I did have lying around, that's why it's a bit scruffy. I took this off a extension cable, but buying a new one will be exactly the same. Like I say, I'll put a link in the description. You can get one from Screwfix for £1, so you can't really remember about that. They come with a fuse ready in them. Any questions, please feel free to ask in the comments and I'll get back to you. You don't need all these tools. Obviously, if you've got them to hand, fair enough, but you could probably just make do with these three, not even three. If you've got a screwdriver with different heads, just the two. I basically use these as a pair of scissors and then just strip the cable, but you can see we can strip the cable with a knife anyway. So I hope the video helped. Thank you for watching, guys.